Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Telly Bear's Techy Tidbits, your cozy corner for all things STEM. So today, we're going to cuddle up with a story about a friendly competition between two very clever AI helpers. Think of it like two super smart teddy bears in a race to see who can be the most helpful friend. And don't you worry, we're going to take this journey together, one gentle step at a time.
All right, let's dive in. It's time to meet the stars of our show today. Now, you've probably heard of the first one, but I am so excited to introduce you to a wonderful new friend who's really making a splash.
So on one side of our story, we have OpenAI, the well-known creators of ChatGPT. And on the other side, we have Anthropic, who've created a really thoughtful AI named Claude. Both of them are on a quest to build the most helpful AI possible. But as we're about to see, they are taking very different and, honestly, fascinating roads on their journey.
So, what's this friendly race really all about? Well, it's a quest to build the kindest, most helpful AI, and that, it turns out, takes a whole lot of energy and resources. If that sounds a bit big and complicated, please don't you worry. We will go through it together, nice and slow. Get this. According to reporting from The Information, OpenAI is preparing to use a vast amount of what experts call compute. A simple way to think about this is AI brainpower, the energy an AI needs to think and learn. They might spend up to $235 billion on this by 2028. Wow, that is a very, very big number. Let's see what that really means.
Now, here is where things get really interesting. The very same reporting suggests that Anthropic has a completely different plan. They're aiming to spend less than a third of what OpenAI plans to. So how are they planning to do that? Let's take a look.
It turns out our two contenders have completely different strategies. It's almost like one is trying to build a giant theme park for absolutely everyone, while the other is building a super efficient, specialized workshop.
According to AI Arts, Anthropic gets about 80% of its business from something called enterprise contracts. So what does that even mean for our day-to-day lives?
In other words, they focus on helping big companies with big projects. You can think of it like a library having a special membership for a whole school. This gives them a really steady and predictable way forward, which AI Certs notes helps them be very careful and thoughtful with their spending.
Web Pro News coverage explains how they're so clever about this. Instead of using only the most powerful computer chips, they actually mix and match different kinds from friends like Google and Amazon to find the perfect, most efficient blend. Their AI can even switch between easy thinking for simple tasks and hard thinking for tougher ones, just to save energy. It's kind of like dimming the lights when you only need a little bit of light to read. A very smart and resourceful way to work.
OpenAI, on the other hand, is painting with a much broader brush. They're building all sorts of tools, from the ChatGPT we can all use to these incredibly advanced systems, which is why they need that huge investment in brainpower.
Okay, enough about the big plans, right? Let's get to the really fun part and see how these AI friends, GPT-4 and Claude, actually do when we put them to the test. The team at Vellum AI did some wonderful experiments to see who's good at what.
Right away, we see a key difference. Vellum AI's analysis shows that Claude is often less expensive to use. It also has what's called a bigger context window. You can just think of this as having a better memory for our conversation. It means it can remember more of what we've been talking about, even if we've been chatting for a good long while.
So which one is smarter when it comes to puzzles? Well, Vellum AI gave them some math riddles that were originally designed for middle schoolers.
Here's one of the tricky riddles they used. Have a look. What do you think the answer is? I'll give you a moment. It's a tricky one, right? Many people guess $100, but the answer is actually $105 for the phone and $5 for the case.
And guess what? It's a tie. Vellum AI's test found that both models got exactly 86% of the answers correct. Turns out they are both very good little mathematicians.
Now, for the people who build all the wonderful things with computer code, having an AI helper can be like having a magical assistant. According to Vellum AI's research, it seems that in this area, there's a pretty clear favorite.
Vellum AI's summary of what real users are saying suggests that coders often find Claude to be more to the point and helpful. And this is such an important thing to remember. Different AIs can be like different friends, each one with their own unique talents and strengths.
It's also really important for us to remember that these AI friends are still learning, just like we are. A concern raised in Vellum AI's reporting is that both of them had a pretty tricky time reading a complex chart called a heat map. It's just a gentle reminder that this technology is still growing up, and it's absolutely okay if it's all new to you too.
So, with this big, friendly race happening, you might be wondering,
Okay, but what does this mean for me? Well, the wonderful thing is, this competition is actually great news for all of us.
This competition means we all get better and more affordable tools. It gives us more choices to find the perfect AI for what we need, and maybe most exciting of all, it inspires brand new ways to use AI to help with learning, with creativity, and with solving all kinds of problems.
If you remember just one thing from our story today, please let it be this. The most important part of this friendly race isn't about who comes in first. It's about how their journey to be the best gives all of us more helpful, creative, and accessible tools to explore with.
Ultimately, this whole story is about opening up new possibilities for everyone. It's a gentle reminder that you don't have to understand everything all at once. Simply being curious is the most wonderful place to start.
This has been Bear's Techy Tidbits, lovingly powered by AI. Thank you so much for joining me today and for keeping up with tech in such a thoughtful, grounded way. Have a truly magical day.
Hello.